the brakes being whacked on when someone walks in front of your car. There's no thought goes into it. There's no, well, hold on a minute. Let's just look at the situation here dispassionately, calmly, and we'll see what we make of it. No, it's reaction. And so they want us into this reaction mode. And it's a simple thing, but count to 10. Hey, even better, count to 25.
Sure, yeah.
And just let that initial reptilian brain reaction fade in its power, which is all its main power is initially when you react, and then just calmly look at the situation and come to decisions on that basis. And then you start to see the world differently because you're not running around reacting all the time. Oh, swine flu! Oh, economic collapse! I mean, most people are in a constant state of fear and I'm not surviving. That has been systematically manipulated.
And so when we react, then we actually make it, quote, real, unquote. That's what makes it more real. It gives it more substance.
Well, a lot of things happen, Patrick. When we react in an emotionally charged, that's the word. You know, you can react so powerfully in terms of emotional reaction, you actually feel a charge of electricity going through the body. So when we create a emotional reaction, we're creating an electromagnetic reaction, and we're creating a chemical reaction. That's why the chemical nature of the body changes when we're in different emotional states. So this is constantly putting this imbalanced electromagnetic chemical charge through the body as we keep reacting all the time in fear of not surviving in some way or other, you know.
Because of fear of death or something like that.
That's the biggest one.
Sure.
I mean, that comes from everything. I mean, doctors get their power, and the whole big pharma industry, that's all it is. They care less about people. The whole big pharma industry is about exactly doing that, manipulating the fear of death to give power to the big pharma cartels. I mean, I've got a couple of examples on my website of Italian doctors. One of them has discovered that cancer is a fungus, and he's curing people of dramatically reducing cancer all over the bloody place simply by knowing what it is. It's a fungus, and he explains it brilliantly in some videos that they can get through my website. Another man whose wife had very extreme multiple sclerosis, again, what did he do? What did the cancer guy do? Tullio Simoncini, I've just talked about.
Simoncini.
They got a blank sheet of paper, and they said, I am going to come to this with no preconceived ideas. The drug companies and the scientific university labs are not going to tell me what cancer is. They're not going to tell me what multiple sclerosis is. I'm going to have a blank sheet of paper, and I'm going to look at it. And this second Italian doctor realized that there was a blood flow problem in the brain that caused multiple sclerosis. He freed that blood flow in his wife. It's a simple procedure. She was her advanced multiple sclerosis reversed. You know, and the sad thing is that there are so many people out there who are suffering, who are dying, who children losing their parents, parents losing their children, who don't need to. It's the control system that suppresses this stuff. And the reason I've mentioned those stories is both of those Italian doctors have been attacked and undermined by the very medical system that should be doing dances of joy at what they've discovered.
Yes, sir. Speaking of being attacked, here's an email from the Seed in Amsterdam, Netherlands, and he said that he's been a fan of yours since Children of the Matrix and writes a blog called blogano70.nl for a few years. And he feels like he's been attacked and his family causing a near-fatal car accident and some psychic implants. He says, I guess you've been similarly threatened and attacked over the years. Much worse, can you say what kind of things that you've done to defend yourself against these kinds of forces? Do you defend yourself by non-reaction, David Icke?
That's a very very interesting question. Not least for me at the moment, because it's interesting. You know, through kind of software and technology that go under the heading of keystroke programs, the authorities can follow every key you type on your computer. And when I started to write in this new book, this great jump forward in information, particularly in a certain area, I started getting bombarded night after night, still going on, with electromagnetic fields. And not only that I felt them, I see them. I mean, there's all this energy flying around the room, and I've seen some very strange things and all the rest of it. And when it started out, I'm thinking, what's this all about? And my health went down and down and down. And then I thought, well, sod this. And I've not done anything about it, and it's still going on, but it's no longer affecting me. Why? Because I changed my perception of it. And I wake up in the middle of the night, I see all this stuff going on around me. I just laugh, give it the finger, and turn over and go to sleep. You know, I mean, and what's happened? My health is improving, even though it's still going on.
Yeah.
You know, we've just got to not let fear get to us, because that's the control system's most potent weapon.
Very interesting, yeah. I think you're certainly on the right track, sir, for what it's worth. Here is Steve in Florida. Do you think the aerial spraying worldwide is an antenna to spread the programmed aspects of reality as the New World Order sees it?
Well, I think that, you know, the spraying from the air, I mean, I've been to 50 countries over the last 20 years, and even when I visit my friend Credo Mutwa, the Zulu shaman in South Africa near the Kalahari Desert, you look up in the sky and the bloody chemtrails are there. They're everywhere. And there's obviously a reason for that. And one of the things I've learned over this 20 years of research is that there's never one reason for anything.
Mm-hmm.
There are multiple reasons. Part of it is destabilizing the human immune system. Part of it is creating a sub-reality around the planet to manipulate the energetic field that we're living in every day. And I'm absolutely convinced that the chemtrails and the manipulation of the lower levels of the energetic field, Earth's energetic field, which we live in and experience all the time, is connected in part to the HARP transmissions, which, of course, HARP has many multiple levels of technology and applications, and one of them is literally creating mass fields of thought, which we decode as our own. I had a friend in America who told me a few weeks ago that she, her husband, her son and a son's partner had exactly the same dream about Barack Obama in the same night, which was a dream saying that he was a good guy and a wonderful guy and all the rest of it, which you know, a day's research will show you was a nonsense. But and she said immediately that she felt that some kind of technology had been broadcast and people had picked it up. What they're seeking to access is the pineal gland to literally transmit thought, perceptions, dreams into your reality. We need to be aware of this, because not every dream is a premonition of oh, you know, all the rest of it. They can be broadcast out, and we can decode them and thinking it's a dream we're having when it's actually something we're picking up. And that's what part of the HARP system is. And I think that this chemtrail stuff and many other things that are being dropped are in part connected to that.
But then I guess we can suppose that there's always going to be more of this stuff coming down, so we must get back to what we were talking about. You were talking about earlier, in the way of protecting ourselves, because it's kind of like, you know, protecting ourselves at the deep level is really the getting to the cause of the problem, right?
Yeah, because you see, there's a certain frequency range that they operate in, and in which they have their control system. And that is the frequency range overwhelmingly of low vibrational emotion, all based around the four-letter word called fear. Survival, regret, all these different low vibrational emotions, hatred, anger, resentment, all these things pull you into a certain frequency range because they affect the way that our magnetic fields vibrate. Mm-hmm. And once you can break out of that, then you break out increasingly of the control system, and you can start seeing the control system for what it is, rather than being in the control system and of the control system. You are able to perceive from a